Hello, PE teachers. My name is Yolanda Redmond. I am your Georgia Virtual Specialist. I am here to share some very important tips about kindergarten. Let's talk about surviving kindergarten. Let me tell y'all, that is a struggle, and I understand. So, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to survive kindergarten. Tip number one, practice. Tip number two, practice. Tip number three, practice your rituals and routines every single day. That is the only way you're going to be able to survive kindergarten. You're probably wondering, what qualifies me to be telling you how to survive kindergarten? Well, yes, I have 27 years of PE experience, but most of that was done on the middle school level. That was 15 years I've done middle school. And then I've done another 7 years high school. I'm only 5 years in with this elementary thing, and let me tell y'all, I struggled coming from the high school. I did, and kindergarten was the struggle that I had the most. So that's what qualifies me. I studied, I collaborated with other teachers, and I figured out a formula for me. So what I want to share with you is a formula that works for me. Always use the Georgia Standards of Excellence to guide your lessons. So the standard number 4 and standard number 5 will guide my lesson with rituals and routines. And I highlighted the ones specifically for the lessons that I'm going to be teaching. So let's talk about those kindergartens before they enter the gym. Where I am, the teacher brings them down the hall and they have to stop at a designated area outside in the hall. They never ever enter my gym. I always go out, greet them, and bring them back inside the gym. I do this every single day, every single time. I meet and greet the students before their teacher leaves. I let the students know that they only have a certain amount of time in PE, and for me it's 40 minutes. For you, it might be something else. And I inform them of the time that their teacher will return. This also reminds the teacher of the time to come back and pick them up. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Inform the students that PE is only for the big boys and big girls. Those kindergartners, they fall for that. You have to make them think they're the big boys and the big girls and they deserve to come in your gym. And before entering the gym, I let the students know they will be walking the black line. My gym has a black line. Some gyms don't have lines. Just have them walk the perimeter of the area. And reminders, you have to tell them you are not allowed to run. You are not allowed to skip the line. And you will keep your hands and your feet to yourselves. These are daily reminders. I do this every single day, every single time. Now let's talk about practicing entering the gym. This is something you're going to do every single day, every single time. As the students enter the gym, have them walk the black line or the perimeter, but they're going to walk clockwise. Always model your expectation and always give praise. I love how my big boys and girls are walking and not running. I love how you are not skipping or passing anyone in the line. Great job on keeping your hands and your feet to yourself. Always give praise. Once you realize the students can walk with minimal redirection, have them stop. Sit down wherever they are. Sit crisscross, applesauce, with their hands in their lap, mouths closed, and eyes on the teacher. Walk around and point out the students who are demonstrating your expectations. Thank you, Johnny, for sitting crisscross. Amanda, I love the way your hands are in your lap. Thank you, Michael, for being so quiet. I love how everyone's eyes are on me. Give brief instructions. And notice I said brief because the kindergartens are ready to get up and get started. So give brief instructions on what they are to do next. When you hear the music, I want you to walk. When the music stops, I want you to stop. Model your expectations, play the music, and you walk the black line. Then you stop the music and you stop. Have students practice this until they have minimal redirection. And don't forget, always give praise. Briefly instruct them again. Now, when you hear the music, I want you to walk. But this time, when you hear the music, I want you to stop and sit down. Again, model your expectation. Have students practice this until they have minimal redirection. Make it into a game by speeding up and stopping the music. Pretend like you are trying to catch someone who was not following the instructions. For example, I play the music, they're walking. I stop the music, they sit down, and I'm looking, trying to see who I can catch, still standing up or still walking. Kindergartens love when you make everything into a game. I hope this helped. Another important tip for you to survive kindergarten is have them practice sitting in their assigned area. You never know when you might want them to go back and sit down to redirect or to go over something new. So once they know how to sit in their assigned area at the beginning, anytime you're teaching and you say, well, go sit behind your number, those students will go there, get there, and they're so proud to show you they remember their number. So this is what I do. I place numbers on the floor. Now you can do your research. There are so many other creative ways to do this, but this is just beneficial for me to place numbers on the floor and assign students a number. I always model my expectations. So I pretend that I'm calling out a number for myself. Then I'll go stand behind that number, and I will sit down behind the number, crisscross, hands in my lap, mouth closed, eyes on the teacher. I model all of my expectations. I don't assume they know how to do it. I don't assume they understand. I'm going to model it for them to see it. I need them to know that they're not going to sit on the number. They're not going to sit beside the number. They're not going to sit in front of the number. They're going to sit behind the number. That way I can see the numbers and make sure they're sitting behind the correct number. I also do the gradual release. I do, we do, you do with all of my lessons. So once I assign the kids the number, we do what's called the countdown game. I model walking the black line. Then I start counting down 10, 9, 8, 7, and I quickly run to my number and I sit down behind the number, crisscross, hands in my lap, mouth closed, eyes on the teacher. And the kids love this game. They go crazy for it. So sometimes I try to speed it up a little bit. I say, okay, this time you guys made it to the 10 countdown mark. Now I'm going to do an 8 countdown mark. Then I go, I'm going to do a 5. Let me see how fast you can get to your line. Okay, this time I'm going to do a 3, 2, and I hold it a little bit longer because I know they can't make it back to their seats in 3 seconds, but they try so hard to show me that they can remember and how fast they are. Make everything into a game. Be super duper animated, and you too will be able to survive kindergarten. Another tip to survive kindergarten is practice following instructions through song. I included 2 of my favorite following instruction songs. You can see them up there in the link. And use the gradual release of responsibility model to do this. Always do the I do, the we do, and the you do. So before you even have the students do it, you always model what you expect. Another important tip is practice exiting the gym. So before you dismiss the students, have them go back to their number, to their assigned number. And I would then close out the lesson with an exit ticket. That can be something as simple as 3, 2, 1, or question and answering, or maybe even self-evaluation where they could say they had a great day or a not so great day. Anyways, before they are dismissed, they go back to their assigned number, and you're going to dismiss by rows. And you have the kids line up on their black line or in a single file line, and they wait at the door for their teacher. Mouths closed. Thank you guys for stopping by visiting with me. I hope you learned some very important tips on how to survive kindergarten. Here's my contact information. Again, my name is Yolanda Redmond, and I will have some other tips for you coming in the future. Bye.